Welcome back to Unstable TV! And you're sure to Irish Couple Reacts. And do stay tuned because this happens every week.
So if you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of these videos. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you! So as we continue on learning our American journey, we got sent this video that might be a bit interesting considering we are European.
And what's crazy about this, and we appreciate all our American fan base for reaching out, this is actually an Irish person doing this video. So it's always good to see our other Irish fellow Irishans doing well and
Exactly.
leprechauns.
Irishans.
Yeah.
So this is 10 lies that Europeans believe about American people.
What lies are they? And do we believe them?
I'd say we do believe some of them, but we'll see, because we've both been to America before.
Yeah.
So maybe we already know it's not true, but let's have a look.
Let's explore. So without further ado, let's get into this for ourselves and you guys.
Okay, the first lie that I was told was that Hollywood is full of shiny things and celebrities are just everywhere. I'm gonna say it. Hollywood itself is kind of a kip.
Wow, she really went there.
When I was there,
I have heard
may
that, though.
have seen some celebrities, but they were keeping really low key and had baseball caps on, so they were very hard to spot. And Hollywood, as I said, is not that shiny and wonderful. The Hollywood sign itself is, I'll be honest, it's kind of a letdown. I guess I pictured Beverly Hills when I thought of Hollywood, but
Wow.
no. The next lie that Europeans are told about America is that it's just full of extremes. And don't get me wrong, it is, but it's not just extremes. Our perception through the media is that Americans are either really fat or really fit. They're either total jocks or nerds. Stereotypes from movies.
Yeah, that's true.
And like I said, don't get me wrong, those stereotypes exist for a reason. However, the majority of people are not extremes. They're just regular, in-between people with thoughts and feelings that vary and are nuanced. The next lie that Europeans are told about America is that you just quit your jobs whenever you want to. And that's, again, from TV shows and films. People just go, I quit, when they're unhappy or having a bad
Yeah.
day.
You're fired. I quit!
Oh yeah, actually, that, yeah.
I quit.
You're fired! You're fired!
Mr. Humberfield.
I already quit, so.
Additionally, we think from the same sources that you can just go, you're fired out of the blue, and there's no repercussions for that. In fact, a lot of times contracts are in place and stuff, and it just doesn't work like that in the real world. On The Apprentice, they do the you're fired, but that's a specific place.
I mean, so far everything's been,
On point.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I actually didn't even realise the you're fired thing until that, but yeah, that's...
Yeah, that's like literally right at the start of Cat in the Hat. Fired. Fired!
Like, no one actually leaves their job like that.
No.
And nobody gets fired like that because that's a lawsuit.
So far, well, Hollywood is a kip.
Yeah, I've heard that though.
Yeah.
I've heard the Hollywood, what's it called? The Walk of Fame, the stars.
Yeah,
It's just supposed to be awful.
it's supposed to be a bin.
Yeah.
Please don't let that be like that when we're there. But so it is an Irish person, and the Irish people, we don't really sugarcoat it. So
No. I would say there's some nice places, like there would usually be like the upper class ones that nobody can afford. And then apart from that, the rest of it is just normal.
yeah.
We have a Hollywood sign in Ireland. We'll try and find it and post it.
Do we?
We do you know that? Yeah, we do have a Hollywood sign. We have a Hollywood in Ireland. With the sign.
We're gonna have to find that.
We'll go exploring and see it.
Yeah.
The next lie that you are told about America as a European is that everybody in America is obsessed with celebrities.
are told
Whereas
that.
actually, the truth couldn't be farther from that. Okay, so in Europe, a lot of our celebrities come from America. So we naturally presume that everybody is completely obsessed with celebrities within America. In actual fact, most people just kind of see their lives and what goes on behind the scenes as a little bit of entertainment, just like we do in Europe. One thing I will say is kind of odd as a European, always when I go to America, is seeing on your mainstream news the focus on celebrities within actual serious news programs. We don't really have that as much in Europe. I know in the UK they focus a lot on royalty.
Make way for the loser!
I tend to see people talking about celebs on news shows as much in Europe. The next lie, okay, and this might just be a me thing, but the next lie that I believed about America before I went to America, and I actually think you're going to probably slag me off for this in comments. I thought that you guys only had roll-on deodorant. I thought you didn't have spray-on deodorant. Because in movies, people always roll on their deodorant, you know, in the changing rooms and stuff. I know you have Old Spice and stuff like that, but for some reason, I had it in my head that in America, spray-on deodorant didn't exist. And I was always like, wow, they should really get spray-on deodorant. I guess they don't use it in films because it goes and it would make a noise, whereas like it's easier to just do the roll-on if you're like shooting a TV scene. You don't have to have the... But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just a me. If you're from Europe, did you know that spray-on deodorant existed in America? Because I didn't. The next misconception that Europeans have about America is that you're all really rich. And I get why this misconception exists, to be fair. Your houses
that's
the one. Are generally a lot bigger than what we have in Europe for middle-class people. Additionally, many people in America live on credit, so a lot of people are living above their means to what they really should be living. And the thing about credit in America is you are encouraged to use credit. Like, a lot of things you can't get until you build up credit, which exists in Europe, but it isn't so much focused on. Like, there are other ways to build up your trust with banks. And as I've mentioned before, I've never seen poverty quite like I've seen in America. In Europe, of course, there are homeless people, but not in the same way that they are in America. It really shocked me. Because I went over expecting, as I said, pretty much everybody to be super rich, and then I saw people looking like Oliver Twist on the street, and that was a surprise to me. Additionally, some things in America are a lot cheaper than they are where I come from in Ireland. Ireland has just been named alongside Denmark as the most expensive country in Europe.
Yay, we're number one!
The prices of goods and services in Ireland are on average 40% higher than they are anywhere else in the EU. And then when I went to America, it was like things were more expensive in some areas but cheaper in other areas. So I was surprised because I thought everything would be the same, if not more expensive when I went there. The next lie that we are told about...
Yeah, I think we all think in Europe, and it is because the house sizes. Yeah. That they just have loads of money, even though that's not true. Yeah. Like, each state has, like, cheaper houses, but you can get, like, bigger land for less.
That's exactly, like, the first thing we looked at when we were there. We were like, my God, the size of the property. And they're like, oh, this is, like, really low for us. And we're like, what? That's like a whole mansion here. Is that a joke?
Like, houses over here are getting just... No one can afford them.
Yeah.
The roll-on deodorant, I've never heard that before.
No, that's it. Like, when she explained where she was going with that, yeah, I can understand, but what?
In America, and this should come as no surprise, and I don't want to get bogged down in the discussion too much, but it's that everybody there has pew-pews. And they don't. In fact, it's a very divided country on people's opinions about that, but people have very strong opinions about that, and I'm going to swiftly move on. I just thought that every single person would have one when I went there, and that's not the case. The next lie that Europeans are told about America is that pretty much teenagers run America, if media was to be believed, and movies and TV shows. What? In actual fact, I have still not seen a cheerleader when I've gone to America. I have never been invited to a prom or homecoming, and that seems like an integral part of your society from film and TV, so... Yeah, I know movies and TV shows aren't real, but I definitely thought that teenagers would have a more central role in America as a result of watching so many of them. The next lie that we are told about America is that you guys eat fast food constantly. And that actually could not be further from the truth. Americans, more so than anywhere else in the world, love to cook. Americans love to barbecue. It's like your thing. You're like, my grill, my barbecue, you're mad for cooking. There is fast food on every corner in America, so that's where the perception comes from. It's a lot easier to get your hands on, but most Americans don't eat fast food every single day. You cook for the most part. I definitely thought Americans just ate TV dinners and fast food constantly, and cooking was like something
that's the way it's advertised.
Family events. The next lie that we were told about America is that your breakfasts are crazy. Like, you eat waffles and pancakes and cereal every single morning. You have a full feast for breakfast every day.
Yeah.
So yay! Enjoy smelling breakfast.
In fact, I think most Americans probably live on just the same kinds of breakfast as most of us Europeans do. Of course, we have Irish breakfast, you have American breakfast, which consists of waffles and pancakes. They do exist. But mostly, I think our general day breakfasts cross over. You might have a bowl of porridge, a bowl of cereal, sliced toast, coffee. I definitely thought it was like America-themed breakfast every single day, whereas that's not really sustainable, and you would be carrying a lot of extra weight if you ate that every single day. I would love to have American breakfast every single day, but it's not a good idea. Although the same could be said for Irish breakfast. You should not eat Irish breakfast every single day.
If we're every
To be
day.
honest, after I have an Irish breakfast, it's delicious, but it slows me down. I'm like I like to have a little nap after an Irish breakfast. The next one
Yeah,
I talk
yes,
about
yeah.
America,
Yeah.
and there's truth in this one, but not as much as I had thought. It's that you will go around suing each other constantly. America is an extremely litigious country, but I think that's also due to the proportion of people compared to everywhere else in the world. Like, if there's more people somewhere, there's going to be more people suing people, right? But the impression that we are given of Americans is that if you bang your head on something, you're going to sue the company that built that something. Whereas the truth is, most times when something happens, people just let it go unless there's like serious ramifications. I definitely did think people just went around suing each other. I don't think that this is not fueled by the urban myths that are created on the internet. For example, there's that urban myth about the woman in America who sued McDonald's because her coffee was too hot, whereas if you actually go and look that up, the truth is that woman was actually really badly injured, and that
she
the
got
coffee
scalded.
was way
Yeah.
hotter than it should have been. But people like these extravagant headlines, and it makes Europeans think that Americans
We
can't
also
just
like
go
them
around
too.
being like, you're sued, you're sued, you're sued. And also I thought that every
You gotta
American
sue.
just had a lawyer on standby, because when you see things again, people go, call my lawyer. Most people don't just have a lawyer to call. You generally have to research that. Let me know below in comments if you want to see the other way round version of this. Lies Americans are told about Europe, because it's a long list. I gotta cut that one down, to be honest. Look at this little guy.
Hello!
Look. So first off, of course, a very big shout out to the original content creator. Do make sure you go check her out, give her a like, subscribe, and share, and all of that good YouTube stuff. Big shout out to all our suggestions on our American videos. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for reaching out. A lot of these on the list, yes, the media has definitely influenced us Irish folk and Europeans about your culture in America. Now, of course, we don't dislike you guys. We love you guys, but yeah, we did believe you ate fast food every day.
But that's what a lot of like TVs movies are. It's literally just bags of fast food everywhere.
Yeah.
So
And the huge breakfast. Like, when we seen that, we felt like we were missing out. We were like, oh my god, are we eating breakfast wrong the whole time?
we were actually just talking about that the other day. I can't remember what we were watching, and every time there's a movie on, it has like the huge layout for breakfast before they go to school. They grab like a strawberry and then leave, and then the rest of the food is just there.
Oh yeah, Breaking Bad.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, the table's just stacked, and Walt and Skylar just have like a piece of the eggs, and Walter Jr. is just there like eating away, and they have like one or two pieces of the breakfast and gone.
Yeah.
It's like all that food just gone to waste.
Yeah. I think that's another perception we have that wasn't in this video. It's like it's very wasteful. Americans are very wasteful.
Yeah.
They're probably not. It's just all the prop food.
No, literally. The TV dinner thing, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of our movies that we see from America here, we do see a lot of cheerleaders, jocks, and nerds. There's like, divisions like
I
that.
think a lot of it is down to The Simpsons as well, actually.
Yeah.
Because The Simpsons just like stereotype everything. So we just assume that that's obviously what the stereotype is, so that's what happens.
Yeah, exactly. I was shocked when I was in America that when I was in the fast food place, it's fairly empty. Like,
Yeah.
what was it like for you when you went?
The same, really. It was
Yeah.
queues were kind of small and stuff. Another perception is that the fast food in America compared to Europe, the portion sizes are outrageous. Like Americans' portion sizes in McDonald's is like an extra large meal over here is a small meal in America.
No, seriously.
It's I don't know. You ask for a drink and you get like a whole bucket.
Yeah, you get like a shopping cart. No, only that. And the barbecue thing, yeah, some of the Americans, we know, or I know, whatever way you want to put it.
Well, we both know people that live over in America and they do always have barbecues.
Yeah, like
Well, during summer.
but they do love to cook though.
Yeah.
Like a lot of Americans we know, they're very good at cooking or they grow their own stuff. The fast food thing, like, yeah, we did believe that beforehand. Obviously, after we went, we were like, okay, this isn't what it is. But did we eat the fast food? Yes, we did. Of course.
You have to try all the cuisines.
If we ever want you to send us anything, it's a Baconator from Wendy's all day.
Wendy's is coming to the UK, so we might have to take a trip.
Yeah, we'll do a try video on that. So, of course,
Yeah, most of these were pretty much what
we think.
yeah.
Or thought, sorry.
Yeah. Until you go over there, you know, it's different, but
Yeah.
I mean, the list was pretty. I think the only thing that I didn't really agree with there was the deodorant and the teenagers.
Yeah.
But that's everything else on that list was, yeah, we believed.
Yeah, the deodorant thing and the teenage, like, thinking that you go over and see a teenager on the place, it's a bit wild, but you can understand.
Yeah.
The celebrity thing with the baseball caps on, yeah, I believe they do that because there's like ridiculous stories of them.
Yeah, it's weird.
Anyway, guys, let us know what your favourite part of this list was. Let us know if you're from America, is there anything that should be from the list? And if you're European, let us know, did you believe any of these?
Or do you believe anything else that's not on this list?
Yeah. That has been our 2 cents. I'm with Chubber Still Sodas.
Always, you are the beautiful people of YouTube, and we have been Unstable TV.
So, drop a comment below and let us know what you thought of this reaction video. And if you have any suggestions for us to do, let us know too.
And as always, we will see you in the next one. Bye.